Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're keeping safe and keeping well. Hope the sound's okay. We've got a bit of infill housing development, you know, where they like to build on back gardens going on behind us, which is really adding to the fun of trying to do school from home or work from home at the same time. Anyway, this morning I've been sorting through some old photos from about a year or two. We'd had the caravan for about a year, so I got the hang of how to manage that, and we were down at the Caravan and Motorhome Club site in Rookesbury. So although I could manage the caravan fine, there were 3 boys to contend with in a small space in hot weather, and so I hadn't quite got the hang of managing that and doing the vlogging and the site tours and so on, so there's not a site tour this time. But the photos and the videos are quite interesting, so I thought I might share them with you. So there were 3 days out that we did. One to the historic dockyard in Portsmouth, so to look at the Warrior and the Victory there. And then another one to Fort Nelson, where actually they had this fantastic display of cascading ceramic poppies there at the time. That was a real honour to be able to see that, so I thought you might like to come along with us. And also we just had a quick walk around the outside of Portchester Castle. So that's what the next couple of videos are, the photos and videos from those little trips out. Anyway, so let's get to it and enjoy. So here we are. You can't mistake when you've arrived at Fort Nelson. It's very clearly a Royal Armouries place. We're up on the top of Portsdown Hill overlooking the Solent, and usually there's a big gun firing ceremony every day, at about 1 I think, but when these photos were taken there was the Poppies Wave, the 14 to 18 now tour, so as a mark of respect the guns were not fired at that time. But more on the Poppies later. So as you walk through the front of the grounds, all sorts of artillery is on display, and then you go over the bridge and you come into Fort Nelson itself through the visitor centre. Incidentally, there's a shop here and entrance is free, parking's just a few pounds, so it's a good place to show your appreciation. And then if you head through the visitor centre into the central courtyard, well, parade ground I guess, there's all sorts of bits and pieces on show here. I mean, this place is literally littered in spare bits of artillery equipment. The boys loved it. So cannons and guns and mortars and all sorts of things. And somewhere here actually is that Saddam Hussein Iraqi supergun thing, so we'll have a look for that in a bit. So there's also a fairly big cafe tent, but we managed to be well timed and to bag an outside table, which was a huge relief because it was sweltering in that cafe. So you can enjoy your sarnie or your ice cream. Incidentally, there's a separate little ice cream tent, and you can enjoy that right next to some massive bit of military equipment. To the far left of the fort is another large marquee. So this one's huge actually, contains a number of different displays, including this massive 200-ton howitzer. And then there's a replica ballista and a load of old cannons in here. In fact, there's some really interesting chemistry stuff going on, where these cannons are being conserved and protected and rescued and so on. And then back outside there are obviously loads of ramparts and bits of the fort and fortifications and lookout slots and so on to explore. So Fort Nelson is one of the 5 forts that were built in the 1860s to defend Portsmouth's naval base. So imagine it as a very Victorian place. And then during the First World War it became home to a part of Kitchener's volunteer army. Nowadays the fort houses some of the large pieces from the Royal Armouries National Collection of Arms and Armour, including that railway howitzer, that actually is apparently the British Army's largest surviving First World War gun. So here are the Poppies as promised, a really spectacular display up on the far side of the fort, up on one of the top rampart levels. Obviously a bit of a queue to see them because they're really quite something. Then, when you might think you've seen quite a lot of the fort, you realise that actually most of it is at least partially or totally underground. So down here, each area has a different theme connected with the fort's past or with the Royal Armouries collection, so it guides you through and there's lots of information around.
Going down, first floor.
Bye! Then as you emerge from the depths underneath, you head back through the visitor centre and to those infamous bits of pipe. No, not high-pressure petrochemical pipework, as described on the customs dockets, but two of the sections for the Big Babylon 2 space gun. Yeah, these are just two sections, so the whole thing was designed to be 156 metres long, with a 1 metre diameter bore, and then shoot things into orbit. Interesting. Anyway, those poppies were very spectacular. It's quite something to see. Someone's a bit tired, and that's just me. So we're going to head across to Portchester Castle with our friends for a bit of a gentle wander around to kill a bit of time, because it's still a little bit too early to go and find some dinner. And we'll see you over there. Alright, and we're here. We're just down on the Solent looking around, and then we'll go for a little wander around the castle. And look what we spotted that's in dock here. Yep, one enormous aircraft carrier. Actually, there's a view of this from the other angle in our other film about the historic dockyard, which will be out soon. Anyway, let's go for a nice little relaxing wander. So thanks for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the little tour around that we did today, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.